And now on the Christian Faith Publishing Author Roundtable, we find out what happens when the classic Rags to Riches story gets turned around. The book is called From Riches to Rags by author Jaclyn Howell. Jaclyn, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Chris, for having me and giving me this opportunity.
Now tell everybody a bit about your story.
From Riches to Rags tells the story of serendipity. Her nickname is Serene, and she's anything but serene throughout the book. And it's about her narcissistic and self-loving struggle to find her purpose in life. She was born with every privilege imaginable, especially with her dad being a superintendent of the school district and allowing her to get away with every antic at school and at home. Serene relentlessly bullies her lifelong friend named Samantha and slanders her to fill her vacant shelf. Samantha does her best to lead Serene to Christ, in which she learns the powerful message of forgiveness, especially being hurt with modern-day cruelty and emotional distress that Serene causes her. Will she be able to lead Serene to a humble life and find true fulfillment by giving her heart to Christ?
With today's society the way it is with entitlement and with bullying, it really seems very appropriate that you have this book really kind of touches on those subjects. Is that kind of what you've seen in society? Is that kind of what inspired this?
Absolutely. I've been a teacher for 14 years, and it unfortunately starts at an elementary age. So I've kind of analyzed these characters from what I've seen and what I've seen in my own life as being a teacher, and just created these characters to help them understand, you know, there's a reason for these issues, but with God, He can turn people around, and we can forgive others that really hurt us. And I think kids need to hear this message.
Now, how was it working with Christian Faith Publishing to have this story and really a good message that I think a lot of kids need to hear, and a lot of adults even need to hear these days? How was it working with CFP to be able to tell this story and have it in a book to share with everyone?
It was a wonderful experience. I started with a manuscript. I wrote in my composition book, and I typed it all up and sent it to Christian Faith Publishing, and they walked me through every step through the author's portal and just the editing, the illustrations. They did a phenomenal job with that. And if I ever had any questions, even questions I already knew the answers to, and I just wanted some verification, they were right on it and emailed me that the same hour. I mean, it was a long process, but it was definitely worth it.
Now that you have your first book under your belt, is this something you'd like to do again? Maybe a follow-up to this, or do you have other characters, other stories you'd like to tell?
I might do a sequel of the book, maybe on how the main character continues her life, and maybe do some nonfiction books with animals. Kids like reading books about animal facts.
Well, we're excited to talk to you about those books in the future. Now, this book, From Riches to Rags, who do you think is going to be your target audience? Who do you think is going to get the most out of this? Because I think, to me, it seems like a book that, you know, kids are going to learn a lot from, but adults can learn a lot from it as well.
I would say from ages 8 and up, third grade and up. A couple of my third graders bought this book, and they read it independently. And there are some harder vocab words that they can use their context clues to, you know, figure it out, but they seem to like it and can relate to it. And especially in middle school, when more of these issues come arise, I think it's good for kids to learn these lessons now.
And when they do read this, what do you hope is the most important lesson and the most important message that they learn?
Basically, we're all searching for something greater than us. People who don't have God in their lives work tirelessly to fill the void with material possessions, popularity, relationships that lead to a dead end of resentment. But it's only God who can truly love us and fill our endless void if we accept Christ. Jesus said, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. You know, I think kids of all ages everywhere need to learn and understand.
I'll tell you what, this is, I think, a great message, like you said, that the kids of all ages really need to listen to and take to heart. The book is called From Riches to Rags by author Jaclyn Howell. You can get your copy today at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, a few of the online sources, as well as brick and mortar stores. And Jaclyn, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Chris.